Hello and welcome to the Brew. You're with Babar, and with us here is Andrew Yap. Andrew Yap is basically a founder in the Big Bad Wolf, and he's come all the way from Malaysia to spread the joy of reading. Welcome to the Brew,
Thank
Andrew
you
Yap.
very much for having me on the show.
Andrew, how did it all start? Can you
It,
give us a
okay.
a bit of history?
So it all started
Yeah,
in 2009 back in Malaysia.
yeah,
Um, we are from Malaysia, so we know the problems back home. Readership was very low in Malaysia, and statistics shown that it was only 2 or 3% of Malaysians who are reading. All Malaysians can read. It's just
yeah.
that there's no reading culture, no reading habit.
Mhm.
And for me personally, why am I so passionate about doing this? Because this is Big Bad Wolf is more of a social enterprise and a business combined. It's not a business. We do a lot of
Mhm.
social work, and it's because um, when we started in Malaysia, we wanted to raise the reading culture and readership level, right? So to make books affordable and accessible. Books were not affordable and accessible in Malaysia, and when we started doing it, the response was amazing. People wanted to read, just that they couldn't afford to read, right? And after a few years of doing Malaysia, we realized that this problem is just not Malaysia, it's the whole world.
It is right.
90% of the world is facing this problem. Certain countries where reading is not, affordability is not a problem, but accessibility is a problem because, dwindling bookstores, no new bookstores, right? And so it's becoming very tough for people to have, have books in their life to engage with
Right.
books.
Now, obviously, the first challenge that which you faced is getting people to read, right? But were there any other challenges on the way, like going against the online
Um,
fad?
there was a lot of
Yeah,
challenges. Online isn't the problem.
yeah,
Digital was the problem, right? But humans generally know what they want,
of
right?
course.
And they know where to gravitate to. And books has survived the digital onslaught. 20
Hmm.
years ago, when digital came to our lives, everyone thought that, books, uh, the industry were all, it's gone. It's like gloom and doom. There's no growth in industry, right? But books have evolved, and people also, after being, I mean, so many years going through the digital age, they
Hmm.
realize that, you know, uh, reading is something which is for pleasure, and the physical aspect of it is very it's something that they want to interact with books, and hold a physical book and read. Yeah.
Okay.
So challenges, yes, many challenges, because to be able to make books
Hmm.
so affordable. You see, a book like this is only like 15 AED, and
Hmm.
you have 50 philosophical classics here.
Classics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and these are one of our best sellers, right? But how do
Hmm.
you get a brand new book like this, which is almost 15 US dollars, right?
Right.
At that price. So this is one of the biggest challenges, get engaging with publishers to be able to print, or to be able to sell books at these prices. And our job was to get their support and their buy-in on this initiative that we want to do, because if we can tell, I mean, we can prove to the publishers that if the books can be lowered in terms of pricing by half or even more, but you can sell 10 to 15 times more in volume, they will actually be more profitable. But who is to prove it to them? No one, because there's no growth in the book industry. That's
Right.
why it's important for Big Bad Wolf to grow in strength, get bigger. It's a volume game. Go around the world, more countries, more support, more books. Hence, to have more variety and keep the price low.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
along this way, okay, you face challenges, you overcome them. What are the success stories that you have? Is there some, basically, a small kid who comes up to you and says,
Okay.
this is where,
Yeah. I think there are
the
many
books.
wins that we had,
Uh-huh.
and in forms in many different categories. There are wins in terms of governmental bureaucracies that we have to go through, but every country that we go, a lot of negativity comes along. You know, they say don't bring your event here. No one wants to read. But when we finally do it, you know, the response is amazing, and everybody changed their minds, even the governments. Then we get full support there. You know,
Wow.
so initially, we certain countries, you know, we get resistance from governments, customs, censorship, and all, right? So, but after the event takes place, you know, everybody comes and support us. I would just like to note that, and I'm not just saying it because we are in Dubai now, but UAE has been amazing from the very day we set foot here. The support that we get from all the agencies and the government has been 100%. You know, they've been behind us and making this initiative work, right?
Excellent.
So when it comes to a more personal level of experience, one was back in Malaysia when we first started the sale, young adult books not uh, very popular, and you know young adult books are like this, you know, see like you know Rick Riordan and all. These are very popular books, right? And they don't sell in Malaysia. You know, they don't sell well in Malaysia. In like Hunger Games,
Yeah, yeah.
right? You know, so we did the sale, and after 4 or 5 years, we never increased the amount of young adult books that we brought. It was just a small selection. And one particular year, all the young adult books disappeared. And then we were wondering why. You know, we're having a post-mortem, and one of our, so I was just talking to one of our customers,
Yeah.
and the customer mentioned that, you know, my child grew up with the sale, meaning that he was around 7 or 8 years old when he came to the first sale. And so, of course, they bought a lot of books. And they bought so much books that it lasted him the whole year. And every year they would come back, right? And he graduated from reading children readers, you know, like Annie Blyton and all, to young adult.
No.
So, you know, and that's why, so all these hundreds of thousands of customers, suddenly that particular year, all started reading young adult because they had graduated, you know. And so that was very touching for us, that we knew that we had an impact, a direct impact on our customers' lives. You know, the customer grew with us as a
Amazing.
company. And the young adult, when they start buying young adult, and then when they start growing older, they read novels, and then when they start working, they buy self-help and business books that improve themselves and their lives. So it's a long-term journey, you know, that we want to embark with our customers.
So basically, there lies your success story.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so this is one.
So
Yeah, I feel
amazing.
very close to our
So
hearts.
anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andrew. As I say, if you don't like to read books, right, you haven't found the right book. So you need to go to the Big Bag Book and check out what exactly is in store for you.
Yes, I
Thank
agree.
you.
I agree that we have 20,000 titles. You know, it's the world's biggest book sale, and you know we open up at 2 a.m. and there's just so much books. You know, throughout the 11 days.
There you go. Thank you
you.
very much for being at the Brew.